One of the most powerful tools you can use in photography is the way you use your blurs. There's many types of blurs, and today we're going to focus on blurring. Sometimes you can blur out almost your entire image, only leaving a small portion in view. Sometimes you can blur it so that you have your character in view while everything else is blurred. Notice how the flowers right in front of his nose are blurred, as well as his ears. Now, this blur that you guys see right here is called depth of field. Depth of field is achieved with your aperture setting. This picture, for example, was taken with our nifty 50 prime lens at f1.4. That is a very, very large aperture setting, which allows you to blur so very much and achieve a very shallow depth of field. This amazing shallow depth of field allows you to focus on only the important part of your subject. Of course, you have to be careful that you don't accidentally blur out your long-snouted friend's eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. Depth of field can blur things that are close and far away. So if you want to blur out your foreground in a beautiful sunset, you're welcome to do so. Sometimes you can even distort your blurs, like seen here through a lens baby. You could also achieve this effect with other distortions like mirrors. Another common type of blur is motion blur. Motion blur can sometimes be tricky because you're trying to shoot at a speed, and speed is hard to achieve. This blur is achieved but with shutter speed. Shutter speeds, as seen in these pictures, between 1/30 and 1/80. You also need a clear background that can be blurred, unlike the solid pavement behind my son here. Sometimes the blur could come from another character in the background. You might have to take several pictures along the way to be able to achieve your blur, but in the end, you'll eventually achieve a picture that shows this blur. Along the way, taking all these pictures, you will find fun little treasures, capturing moments that you will always cherish. So, pull out your camera, play around with your shutter speed or your aperture, and try to take some amazing pictures. Remember, the blur can make so much in your image. Until next time.